MediGroup Physician Services presents MediGroup's Frank's Fast Five with Healthcare Executives, produced by Bridget Wilson and Carrie Peters. Today's guest is Mike McCarthy, Senior Manager Sales West for SEKISUI Diagnostics. Now here's your host, MediGroup's Frank Gillespie.
Oh, and welcome to another edition of MediGroup's Frank's Fast Five with Healthcare Executives. Today, I am with Mr. Michael McCarthy, Senior Manager Sales for the West for SEKISUI Diagnostics. Welcome, Mike.
Hi, Frank. Thanks for inviting me today.
Absolutely. And I'm so glad you took the time to do this. And we really appreciate not only you doing this, but also our partnership with SEKISUI Diagnostics and with you. So thank you so much. And Mike, as I promised, I wouldn't waste your time. I'll jump right into these questions. So be yourself, be comfortable, and let's go. Mike, can you tell me about your role, just a little bit about your role at SEKISUI and your background in the healthcare industry?
You bet. Well, I joined SEKISUI just last year in July, and I lead a great team of 6 sales professionals who cover the 20 Western states plus Alaska and Hawaii. And our role is to promote and support the full line of SEKISUI products and the point of care and rapid diagnostic space, and engage with distribution reps and their end user clients. My responsibilities also include sales north of the border in Canada, and so I work with the Canadian distributors up there. And then I'm also the point of contact for not only MediGroup, but also for Vizient. So I carry a few hats with the company, but ultimately it's been a great company to work with, and we appreciate the partnership with you guys for sure.
Thank you very much. Go ahead.
Regarding my background, I go back to the 90s, and I landed in the med-surg distribution field with Durr-Flower in Nashville, Tennessee, that was subsequently purchased by Bergen-Brunswick Medical Corporation. And then, as you know, a few acquisitions later, it's now Cardinal. But in any event, I started out carrying a bag in Middle Tennessee, and they moved me into sales leadership over the course of about 6 years. And ultimately, I landed at Henry Schein in 2002, back in the Caligor days. And it was very exciting times back then, because it was a period of time in which the company was harmonizing the field sales teams and the telesales teams, plus they were putting forth a massive expansion to the West. So I was part of a team that got to meet with a lot of sales reps around the Western United States. We hired a ton of sales reps. We brought on great management talent. We set up 5 or 6 new regions, et cetera. And it was just an excellent time it was an excellent time in healthcare. And it was a great 14 years with Henry Schein. So that's my background.
I love it. Well, great background. I haven't heard Durr-Flower Medical for years, and I used to work with them too a long time ago in my career. So that's really cool how our different paths cross as you go through the healthcare continuum and working in healthcare. It's a special place for sure. Yep. So, Mike, thank you for that. I appreciate it. Question number 2. Has your team recovered from the effects of the pandemic at this stage, i.e. back to travel, in-person meetings, et cetera? And also, has the pandemic changed the market for rapid diagnostic testing? And do you see those changes as temporary or permanent?
Yeah, good questions. So my team, well, really the SEKISUI team at large, we're really in the process of full recovery. And, for the past year, our teams have been as active as possible. And we've begun to witness a gradual reopening of the market over the past 4 to 6 months. So our teams have been encouraged to get out in the field as much as either the end users will permit, or the distribution partners, obviously, whether they'll permit or not, with the mask mandates and stay at home and all that. So it's been a challenge, but in recent weeks, we've had great meetings out in the field. I think really everybody's just so eager to get back out there face to face, that it's just gonna really expand over the coming weeks. But by and large, our company's been available to our distribution reps, and we do see pockets of opportunity around the West where some markets are more open than others, so we'll take advantage of those. Regarding the second half of your question, I think the jury's still out on the long-term impacts to the marketplace. We're watching the trends and the movements closely, of course, and We'll pivot as necessary depending on where the market takes us, but there's definitely a need for rapid diagnostics. That's not going to go away. Some big questions regarding flu, regarding COVID tests, and all. So we're preparing for virtually any outcome as it comes up this year.
Just like the company we're used to working with. I appreciate
Yep.
that. Absolutely.
Yep.
So, Mike, with the pandemic largely in the rearview mirror, what challenges are currently in the windshield for your sales team?
Relevance is an important factor for all of us. And as we launch new products in the coming months, we'll be equipping our teams and asking them to be ready to jump in and quickly engage with their distribution partners and set up meetings to strategize and do account targeting and then meeting with end user clients. Really, we want to be able to jump in quickly and work on standardization initiatives and conversions. Of course, our distributor reps, they're all super busy right now. So they also have a ton of initiatives and priorities that they're focused on. And so our ability to quickly engage and effectively engage with them and show them the relevance of our products, that's super, super important for us, and it's paramount for our year.
Absolutely. Oh, I appreciate that. Absolutely. I appreciate that. My question number 4 is there one lesson you learned early on in your career that you still revert back to often today as you lead your sales team?
Yeah, one of my early sales managers back in the day was a guy by the name of Mike Wilson, and that was back in Nashville. And one of his philosophies was to be successful, you have to work as hard as, if not harder than, the physician customers you're calling on. And so that philosophy can mean different things for different people. And, fast forward 20, 30 years, almost 30 years, as a sales rep, that means, learning your craft, being essential to your physicians and your customers, and just really getting out early and staying out, in the field, calling on your customers and being a great resource for them as long as necessary each day, and just building that level of trust and that brand. As a sales leader, it means really to do my best to remove as many obstacles that my reps are confronted with, help them overcome those obstacles, support their efforts, and really help them meet their personal and professional goals. And so that's an important part of my leadership philosophy from over the years, and it seems to work pretty well. So that's my early lesson from years ago.
Very sage information and sage advice. Thank you for that. Awesome. Awesome. Well, Mike, we finally got down to the last question, so it went kind of fast, and we want to keep things on track here. So last question, what is a favorite hobby for you, or what do you like to do for fun?
Yeah, there's been several over the past several years. The pandemic has changed a few of them. Scuba diving is, for example, is one of my great passions, and haven't done much of that over the last couple of years. Looking forward to getting wet again this year and getting back into that. Training my German Shepherd dog and helping others with their German Shepherd dogs is also a passion. But really, something that's come very clear to me over the last 10 years is the art and science of koi ponds. So not your traditional hobby, but my wife and I over the last 10 years have constructed or been part of the construction of 3 different ponds, ranging in size from 1,500 to 5,000 gallons. And
Wow.
The most recent pond we built, we actually did ourselves. We didn't have any help from a contractor or my pond coach or anybody like that, but we constructed it, we designed it, constructed it, and we filled it with koi fish that we've had in our possession for 8 or 9 years now. And really, so it's just, as with life, as long as the water quality is good, the fish health will also be good. So that's one of the weird hobbies we have, and it generates great relaxation and satisfaction any time of the day or night.
That is fantastic. And I don't know that I call it weird. I think it's fascinating. It's unique. It's unusual. So, and hey, if at the end of the day, it's brought you some relaxation to you and your wife, that's the perfect hobby. Awesome.
Yep. Thank you.
Mike, again, I thank you so much for this. Very nice to work with you and see you again. And just thank you very much. Hope you have a great rest of the week and look forward to working with you as we move forward together in the healthcare environment.
Yes, indeed, Frank. Thanks again to you, and wish you all the best this year. We appreciate your partnership.
Thank you so much, Mike. Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.
This has been MediGroup's Frank's Fast Five with Healthcare Executives, produced by Bridget Wilson and Carrie Peters, and hosted by Frank Gillespie. Special thanks to Mike McCarthy, Senior Manager Sales West for SEKISUI Diagnostics. This has been a presentation of MediGroup Physician Services.